Hi everybody, Dan Ullman, Matt Bernier, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Thursday, April the 27th is race number 2 at Keeneland. We're going a mile and a half on the turf. It's a non-winners of 2 other than allowance race for older horses. And let's take a peek at this field with morning line odds. And as you see, there is a heavy favorite in here, the number 1, Hunter O'Reilly, 4-5 on the morning line. Remember to head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download those free Formulator past performances and handicap along with us as we take you in post position order. Hunter O'Reilly, 4-5, giant class drop. Ran well last time out in the Grade 3 WL McKnight at a big price. Maybe not the most trustworthy horse in the world, but he's got credentials and he's got a big last fig.
I guess that's just the thing for me, though. Strike that 98 from the past performances, and what are you left with? You're not left with a 4-5 shot. You're far from it. Maybe the class relief alone is enough to get him over the bump. I just kind of look at this horse and say, he can win, but I don't want him at a short number.
Yeah, at a short number. He's the horse to beat.
Certainly.
I think there's no doubt about that based on his class relief he's going to be receiving here, based on the company lines the horse has been facing, the buyer speed figures, etc. But a lack of pace might work against him, as we see from our Timeform US pace projector. Hunter O'Reilly is a stone closer. There isn't a ton of speed in here, and it appears that the number 2 Scorch, trying turf for the first time, will be out in front.
Candy rides about 11% with the first-time turfers. You saw this horse did some work over the synthetic footing up north of the border. I have to be honest, even his synthetic form up there wasn't all that spectacular. Once he got to the dirt, it seemed like he took a step forward. I understand why they're going to take a shot, though. Pedigree-wise, not a ton on the bottom, but you know the Candy rides obviously can do it. I think really the big thing with this horse, if you like him, is that right there, the pace projector.
If he can get to the lead, and you really don't trust Hunter O'Reilly, the number 1 who will be coming from last according to the pace projector, and I think they're probably right about that, then Scorch has got as good a chance as any. And again, he does have that kind of turf and synthy pedigree in here. He's run well on dirt. He's run well on turf. He's going to have to improve, but he might be on a nice lonely lead. And I don't think distance will be an issue. He's bred for extra ground. The number 3 is Gray Wizard, owned by Calumet Farm. 3rd last time out in a pretty live race.
Yes, certainly. Synchrony came back over the weekend, ran 2nd with a 95 buyer. You also had another runner in there that was behind him that earned, I believe, an 88 next out. So recent form anyway isn't going to be the problem. Guess what? Distance shouldn't be a problem either. This horse has won at 1 mile and 7/16 in the past. The question I have for you is, where is he going to be positioned early on? Is he going to be toward the back as well?
Gotta think he's got to be towards the back. And right now, if I want a closer, I want Hunter O'Reilly. Gray Wizard might be cycling back into his best. This is his 3rd start off an elongated layoff. He was very wide on the backstretch last time out at the fairgrounds in against Synchrony. Didn't like how he was trying to lug in when he got clear and upper stretch. And I wonder if he's still feeling the effects of that layoff. Gray Wizard 4-1 on the morning line with Paco Lopez. Might have to overcome a lack of pace. The number 4 is Do That Dance. Considering that this horse has not been seen since August and he's stretching way out, I would expect him to be up close.
Yeah, you would imagine he's going to be forwardly placed. On his page right now, there's not a heck of a lot that leads me to him and say, you know what, he's a legitimate contender. Tim Gleishaw does good work as a whole. I understand maybe the raw numbers look a little bit weak. My bigger concern, past 5 years, 180-plus day layoff and route races, 0 for 8, only one of them hit the board. For me, this is sit back and watch him.
I thought he turned the corner when they got him on turf. He improved slightly, but this long layoff and going 12 furlongs off a layoff against arguably tougher competition, that's not for me. Good price, good jockey. Florent Giroux, as you see, at 12-1. Uncle Micho is the number 5. This horse we haven't seen since December. He was in against 5,000 starters last time out over the Turfway Polytrack, 3 for 34 on turf. Maybe we know him early, briefly.
Way up against it.
We'll move on to the number 6, Patrick's Day. And Patrick's Day is really kind of the key to this race because he's been the beaten favorite in his last 3 starts, but he's always hinted at a little bit of potential. When you look at this pedigree is long distance. I think he's really going to appreciate stretching out a half mile in his 2nd start back.
Yeah, he was all out for a long time on that April 1st race down at Tampa, and visually he didn't look all that spectacular, but he galloped out very, very well. And it's worth noting, you go back through and look, the 8th and 9th place finishers in that race came back. The 8th place finisher ran 2nd next out with a 79. I know that's a little bit light, but the 9th place finisher, the last place finisher in that spot, came back to run 3rd with an 83 buyer. The 116 Timeform US ratings for Patrick's Day is also the highest last out rating in the field. I think with Javier up, this horse is going to be much more forwardly placed, and we've seen him in the mile and 16th races. I think he probably is the one that pushes Scorch and hopefully inherits this thing.
And again, this distance should be his friend from the family of that long-winded graded stakes winner, Ketawayo. The 7 is Wayward Kitten, going out for Wesley Ward. Joel Rosario, the meet's leading owner and trainer and jockey. 2nd off the layoff for Wayward Kitten. He can be close to the pace as well. I didn't like his last race. It was a non-winners of 3 life. I know Azar had some back class. This horse had a very good trip and was was never threatening.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I've never liked any of this horse's races. We know what Ward's capable of doing, no question about that. It's just it's similar to what I've said about some of these other horses. Show me the race on his page that makes him a legitimate contender. You know he's going to take money, and 10 times second or third from 16 lifetime, I don't want him. Maybe underneath, if at all.
I won't hold the 8 West Village's most recent race against him. It was his first start off a little bit of a layoff. It was on a surface that I don't really think he likes. The poly track, he ran okay to be third behind a sharp horse, Calm Pacific, who came back to win a 2 other than optional claimer with an 83 Beyer speed figure. This horse has done some good work on turf. Maybe the blinkers get him a little bit closer with an aggressive apprentice aboard.
I'd like to see him more forwardly placed. I think that's the only chance he has of it making a dent in this thing, because if he tries to come from the back, he's just not as good as Hunter O'Reilly.
Let's take a look at our top selections for race number 2 at Keeneland. This is a race I'm really not interested in playing. I think Hunter O'Reilly is the horse to beat. I don't want to have too much money on him. I don't want to have too much money against him. I defer to you in the 6, Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I just think he's going to appreciate the additional distance in here. I also think Javier is going to get him much more into the running early on. Hunter O'Reilly, the horse to beat. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole at 4 to 5.
6, 2, 1, and 7 for Matt. 1, 3, 7, and 6 for me in our Formulator race of the day. And if you are playing the Keeneland Thursday card from home, DRF Bets invites you to be a VIP for a week. Head on over to drfbets.com/VIP. You start off with a $300 bonus, and you get lots more. Approximate post time for race number 2 at Keeneland on Thursday, 1:39 Eastern. Best of luck.